Hello everyone, Tutu Mora here with The Why, bringing you tools to feel well in your body, mind, and spirit. So today we are going to focus on the hamstrings, an area and a muscle group that can become perpetually tight from prolonged periods of sitting, as well a muscle group that can start to pick up the slack for the glutes when the glutes are a little bit weaker or not firing as they should be. The hamstrings are also a muscle group that when tight, we can start to feel that tightness in our back, in our low back as well. So it's a really important group of muscles that run along the back of the leg from the knee to the pelvis. It's a really important group of muscles to keep performing at their best and in harmony and balance with the muscle groups around it, right? So today we're just gonna focus on stretching out those hamstrings, and all you're gonna need is a chair, and I would recommend having that chair be stable on like a non-stick yoga mat or something like that. So I'll go ahead and meet you standing with your chair nearby. I'll just tilt my screen down and we'll get started. So I'm going to have you start standing, feet about hip distance apart here. And I want you to stand back a leg length away from the chair. So this Cadillac here is going to act as my chair. So what I want you to think about here is your pelvis squarely facing the wall in front of you. And one foot is going to be out onto the chair. And so as you're standing like this, it may already feel like a little bit of stretch, but what I want you to start doing is just gently engaging the hamstring muscles here. So gentle squeeze through those hamstring muscles, and we're gonna gently flex that knee. So a little bend in the knee as you're engaging those hamstring muscles. And as we do that, we're just going to sit back into the sit bone, gentle hinge forward as you flex the foot. So a lot of things going on there. So let's take it back and walk through that again. Relaxing that leg. To start, let's engage those hamstring muscles. Gentle bend of the knee, flexing that foot here as you sit back into your sit bone. Gentle hinge forward from the hip. And breathe. And relax. And let's take that 2 more times. Last one here, find that engagement through this space. Gentle flex from this space, flexing that foot, sitting back into the sit bone, and just gently hinging forward, only to the degree that feels comfortable. So we want to engage that stretch while still having that engagement through the hamstring. Breathing into that space and relaxing here. So we're going to do one more thing on this side, but let's place that foot down, and I want you just to feel into how that feels. And you might notice that it already does feel a little bit looser. So let's take that right back up, same position here. And what we're going to do now is I want you to find that same engagement through this space, through the hamstring muscle. So gentle just engagement, little squeeze. And so finding that little bend through the knee again, we're just going to gently lift that leg, hold it, and rest it back down. We're going to do that a few more times. Lifting up, setting it back down, one more. Find that engagement, lifting up from the hip socket, and setting back down. Let's find that same stretch. Engagement here. Gentle hinge from the hip, sitting back into that sit bone. Let's do that little set one more time. So we're gonna pick that leg up, set it back down, 2 more. And then again, finding that flex of the foot while still staying engaged. Sitting back into that sit bone and little hinge forward. Resting. Both feet down and compare both sides. So you might feel that looseness in the hip, you might feel it in the back, you might feel it all the way down the length of your leg. So let's take that same thing to the other side. Leg length away from the chair. Pelvis square towards the wall in front of you. And let's find that little engagement through that group of hamstring muscles here. Little bend of that knee, flexing the foot, and sitting back into that sit bone as you gently hinge forward and taking it back. Let's do that 2 more times here. Taking it back. Let's pause, just feel into the difference so far. And then we're gonna complete that set. So finding that leg length distance away once again. We're gonna pick that leg up from the hip socket. So find that engagement through this space, picking it up, resting it back down. 2 more times. And finding that stretch. So staying engaged through this space, sitting back into that sit bone. Little hinge from the hip. And let's take that little set one more time. So we're gonna lift, setting back down, 2 more times. And stay engaged through this space, sitting back into that sit bone as you gently hinge forward, taking it to the range that feels comfortable for you. And it may feel completely different on this side, and that's okay. So find your range of motion on this side and work with that. Let that range open up to you as you continue to move. And unhinge. Both feet on the floor, feeling into the difference. How does that feel through the hips, through the hamstrings, even through the feet? And so after this supportive stretch series, you can go ahead and continue on with the rest of your day. I hope you found this supportive, and I'll see you back here next time on the Wise YouTube channel. Take care.